It is December 7th of 2022, and it is the full moon. At 11:08 p.m. it will be the full moon. And so right now it's earlier in the day, and I'm preparing the magic that I'm going to do for the ritual. So I thought it would be great for me to record this part of it, because a lot of people have asked me for a love spell. I've given you a prosperity spell that is on my channel, and I will put it up here in case you want to check it out. And a lot of my peers have been asking me for a love spell, a really good one, a powerful one, but one that, in my opinion, is really easy. So I'm getting ready to show you. Now, if you've never done magic before, I do not recommend getting a spell and just doing it. I recommend that you learn about magic, about spell work, about that kind of thing first. But for those of us who are already into this, today is our holiday. The full moon is the holiday because you can do any magic you want on the full moon. So let me do the introduction, and then I'm going to show you this love spell that I made up. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anybody and everybody who might like it too. Let me see. Leave us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you would like to get a reading done, or if you want to get some magic done or a consultation done, please, please, please hit me up on social media or email me. Underneath this video is going to be all of my personal information in case you want to get in contact with me, or if you want to become a patron on Patreon, or if you want to send me a gift, or if you would like to donate to the channel. All of that cool information will be underneath this video. Now, without further ado, let's get to the work. Now, I'm going to tell you everything that you need, and I'm going to tell you basically everything that you need to do. So if you already know how to do magic and you know how to do correspondences, this won't be that difficult. First of all, when you're doing magic, everything needs to correspond. So everything in this will correspond with each other. Don't change anything. If you don't have an ingredient or whatever the case is, just don't do the spell. If you already do magic and you know how to substitute ingredients, that will be totally different. For example, if you see right here, I have morganite. This is morganite. So in this particular spell, it calls for rose quartz. So if you don't have rose quartz, you can substitute rose quartz with morganite. But you have to know these kind of things. That's why I said you should know something about magic before getting started. So let's do it. So first of all, the first thing that you do when you want to do a spell, as you can see, that I have created this little area of beauty here. Now, mind you, this is a little bit more intricate than I usually am. I only really did this because I was doing, I was doing the video, and I was like, you know what? I really want to be able to show people what it's like. So I usually just don't use the cloth on the table, but everything else would be on the table. So what are you looking at here? You're looking at different crystals that generate and draw love. Mostly you're looking at rose quartz. However, next to the morganite, there is a pink calcite, which is also known for drawing love. Let's see. What else are you looking at? I think everything else is rose quartz. Yeah, everything else is rose quartz. It's morganite, pink calcite, and rose quartz. Then you take something, a cleansing agent. This is called a smoking cleansing agent. This one is Palo Santo. So we're going to cleanse our space. So we're going to, we want any bad energy to go away from us. So you go in that direction. When you want something to go away from you, okay? When you want it to come towards you, you go in the opposite direction. So what I'm doing now is called counterclockwise. And if you want money or something to come towards you, it's the other direction. But for cleansing purposes, we want anything bad to go away from us, okay? Now that we've done that, our space is clean. Our intentions are set up, but our crystals Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Our intentions are set up by our crystals. And we also have an oracle card, as you can see here. I chose the Twin Flame card. Now, you can really choose any card you want if you have cards. And you can leave this part out. If you don't have cards or you don't have crystals, you can leave this part out. This just helps to set your intention, and it helps to set the stage. Okay? I'm just getting some more of the ingredients that we're going to need. We're going to need these. Alright, so remember, I was using... In a minute. Gotta grab it again. It's all the way over here. Remember, here's our jar. Remember, I was using this Palo Santo, so I have to light it again. So, the jar that you use, okay? You can buy a pretty jar. You can buy a fancy jar from like the dollar store. It should be glass, not plastic. Make sure of that. Or you can recycle. That's the thing I like about earth honoring traditions, is we recycle a lot. So this is nothing more than a candle. It was a big candle, and I burned it. It was so beautiful, and I was done with it. So I figured, you know, this could be an awesome spell candle. There we go. So now the jar is clean and ritually cleaned. Alright, let's move to Palo Santo before I burn something. Alright guys, now we're going to take a look at the directions. Now you may be wondering, why did I choose that particular card? That is the Twin Flame card. I chose that card because if you have a very healthy twin flame relationship, it's like the best relationship you've ever had. If it's unhealthy, if either one of you is unhealthy, then it's not. it's difficult. But if you're healthy, it's an awesome relationship. So I'm at a space now where I'm ready to manifest love. I feel like I'm in a very calm, very peaceful space. And all the mistakes I made with love have taken me to this place, oddly enough. So the first thing that we do is cleanse the jar. That was part 1. So you have to get the jar first, of course. And number 2. After we've cleansed our jar, it says add the petition. Let me show you guys the petition. This is our petition. The petition is what you want. What do you want from this whole elaborate, setup that you have here? What do you hope to manifest? Now, if you work with a goddess, you can put their name on top like I did here. I'm working with Het-Heru. So you can work for love. You can work with Het-Heru. You can work with Oshun. And mind you, these need to be goddesses you're already currently working with. If you're not working with one, then you don't want to use a goddess. But if you are, you can use Het-Heru. You can use Oshun. Sometimes Auset will help with things like that. And there's other ones, Aphrodite, Venus. It depends on what tradition you're coming from. So if you don't want to go that route, you can work with Archangel Chamuel. Chamuel is the archangel that helps us to have and maintain unconditional love. If you don't want to work with Chamuel, you can call upon your own, and maybe you have an ancestor who was good at love magic, or who was in a loving relationship and was good to people. You can call upon him or her. So you want to call upon someone to help you. And if you don't, you can just say Creator, you can say God, you can say Lord, you can say Lady, whoever you're working with. So I'm working with Het-Heru. Het-Heru is the Egyptian goddess of love. One of them. that title went to several different individuals over the course of the dynasties. And I just wrote something very simple. I said, Het-Heru, please grant me an unconditionally, let's just say an. They don't really care. But let me just make it right. Let me make sure it's perfect. Grant me an. Let's get that punctuation going right, people. Spelling. Please grant me an unconditionally loving spouse as soon as possible. I love you. Thank you. QueenAusetHeru. So then, after you write your petition, you take this same piece of paper and you fold it towards you. So over on itself towards you, right? Now, mind you, this is something you want to come in. Remember I said things you want to come in, you fold towards you, and things that you want, things that you want to go away, you do away from you. You want this to come towards you. So you're going to turn it towards you. That's you. And then fold it towards you. And then towards you. And fold it towards you. And then towards you. And fold it towards you. See? You keep pulling it towards you until it's really little. Okay? And that is your petition. And you drop your petition in the jar. Then our petition is done. And it says, take an article of yours. You want to use your fingernails. You want to use your hair. You want to use something of yours. You can get a piece of your clothing. I keep my hair in this little Ziploc bag. Every time I cut my hair or it breaks off or something, I keep it in this little bag. So if I have to do a spell, I have hair for it. Drop it right in there. That's it. Then, let's see the next one. Alright, so it says the petition, your hair, and the crystal can go at the bottom of the jar. Now, for this one, I am adding in this crystal. This crystal here is a green Aventurine. Green Aventurine is known for luck and prosperity and love. And it is the color of the heart chakra. So I'm adding in green Aventurine. Now, if this is all you have available to you, this is fine. But I'm going to get fancy because I have some other crystals available to me. So I'm going to add them in. I'm going to add another green Aventurine to make it that much stronger for the heart chakra. I'm going to add in a piece of Lemurian clear quartz. This amplifies other crystals. Now remember, if you don't have these, you can still do it with the ones, just the rose quartz and one green Aventurine if you want. I had extra pink tourmaline, also known for drawing in love. I had another small rose quartz for good measure. And this is a piece of that pink tourmaline that broke off, and this would be quartz. Quartz you use because quartz amplifies the other crystals. Okay, so now all our crystals are in, everything else is in, and now it says to fill it up with the chips. You might be wondering, what chips, Queen? These chips. These are rose quartz crystal chips. And if you go to a crystal shop, you can buy them. I don't want this to be too loud. If it doesn't bother your ears, guys, I'm going to try and do it quickly. Aha! There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, mind you, if you're somebody who does not have a place where you can get these, like a local crystal shop, they sell these on Amazon. They sell bags and bags and bags of them. That's where I got this bag. I didn't have a local crystal shop that sold these, so I bought it on Amazon. So remember, you can utilize these kinds of things, but it's really cool if you can actually go to a crystal shop. Now we've filled it all the way up. Now we have to put in our oils. So we're going to shake it, make sure it's in a good space, put it right here. Now you take your love oil. I make my love oil. Again, you can buy it online or you can make it yourself. Underneath this video, I'm going to put a book that if you want to get, into magic, you can use the book and learn a little bit more about that. And some of those books, especially the one I'm going to give you, is going to tell you how to make it yourself. So if you want to go to Amazon and buy it, it's perfectly legit depending upon which business you get it from. A lot of people like to use Etsy instead. And that's a real good choice if you don't want to make it yourself. So then it says here, go to the east of the jar and drop prosperity oil in each corner. Remember, you want things to come towards you. So you go to the east and you drop one drop. Bam. Go to the, right here, the south. Drop one drop. Bam. Go to the west. Drop a drop. Bam. Go to the north. Drop a drop. Bam. Okay. Done. Okay. That's all you needed. Now it says, let's see, next one. Starting at the east again, sprinkle basil. So basil is easy to come by. Basil you can grow yourself. That's one of the things I love about earth honoring traditions. You can grow it yourself, or you can get it from the market, the dollar store. Basil is very easy to come by. You can get fresh braised basil and just dry it. So go to the east and drop a little basil. Go to the south and drop a little basil. Go to the west and drop a little basil. Go to the north and drop a little basil. Basil is a herb that is good for drawing in love, and it's good for prosperity. So now you have your basil all over the place. And now let's see what's next. It says, after all the dried roses. All right. Roses are another good thing for drawing in love and often used in love magic. So you crack open your thingy. Here's my roses. Somebody gave me a whole bag of herbs and they were all labeled like this. So I got these from that person. Now you can go outside and pick some roses and just draw them out if you want to. Or you can go online and buy a whole bag of them. So we put a little sprinkle to the east. And notice how I always go in the same direction because this is something we want to come towards us. Okay? Always go in that direction for something you want to come into your life. Now we have, I think this is our last one. Yes, the last one. Hibiscus. And the person that gave these to me gave me a whole big bag of stuff. I was so eternally grateful. And I've been using it ever since they sent it to me. All right. So then, again, hibiscus in the east. Hibiscus in the south. Hibiscus in the west. Hibiscus. Got a big piece in the north. There we are. There's our hibiscus. So now we have all of the herbs that we need, and all these herbs are known for drawing in love. Now that we're done with that, it says here that we have to go to the glitter. Ooh. You can use gold glitter for this, or you can use red glitter. That part is totally up to you. Glitter gets all over the place, so be careful with it, or you're going to have a big mess. So again, we're going to go in the same direction, but we're going to go... Alright, a little bit more. Be generous. Oh, sorry about that. Be generous with the glitter. There we go. Awesome. Alright, now that we've done with the glitter, guys, now we are going to take a look and see what is next. It says place the candle in the center. The candle we have to place in the center because we're going to put everything around it. There we are. Now, look at what I'm using here, right? You see I'm using a tea light candle. This is the best kind of candle to use. It doesn't matter what size it is, but that's the best kind. Because if you use one of those other kind of long, like taper candles, you're going to end up with a big waxy mess. This is going to happen. You're going to have a big waxy mess. Now it requires cinnamon. Regular old cinnamon you can get from the store. Cinnamon sticks. So let me see for this one. Alright, so after that, let me see. We put the candle in. And now we have to put the cinnamon sticks, and again, you guessed it, from the east to the north. So, where's the east? Bam! Right there. Now I'm going to take it up to here and push it all the way in, because it's not going to be easy for me to push it in on camera. There you go. So now it's in. I'm going to put in the other one that goes to the south. Push it, push it, push it, push it. Push it in, push it in. In. Alright, we're going to go to the west now. And as you can see, this is very simple. All you're really doing is putting it together. To the west. The last one goes to the north. Cinnamon is used to speed up your spells. So this is what it's for. The heat is said to speed them up, baby. There you go. Now you're done. Alright. Now the awesome part about this is that I use these crystals. Now let's say you can't get your hands on these crystals. You can use sugar. White sugar. Do not use salt. But you can use white sugar. If you can't get these many little crystals to fill the jar, use white sugar. Regular old sugar. Alright. Now it tells us to add the bay leaves and we are going to be done. The bay leaves go in between the sticks. So, just in between every place you have a stick, like right there, we stick a bay leaf. Still going in the same direction, we stick another bay leaf. Bay leaf is said to protect your work. And people right there, it also helps your work to manifest too. It's another reason. So we have the cinnamon helping it to be fast, and the bay leaves help the manifestation process. There you go. We need one more, baby. And there we are. Isn't that beautiful? So we're done. So then we take our jar, we put it in front of us directly, and we say the magic words. Amayati amma akru nokbara. Het-Heru, Auset, Archangel Michael, please come through, so that it harms none, including me, in perfect time, preferably swiftly. Please, Goddess, grant me the unconditionally love that I seek. Done. Everything is done. Now, during my ritual, all I have to do is place this on a love altar or on my nightstand and light the candle. The cool part about it is the candle is, encapsulated in this inside of the tin. So all you have to do is keep replacing the tea light candle. And you can use this love spell whenever you want. You can cast it every new moon and every full moon. Those are the best times. Or you can light this every night before bed and play some love music or do a love prayer, read a poem from Rumi, do something that encapsulates unconditional love. And you light it, put it next to your bed or put it on your altar like I said before, and that's it. When you finally get the unconditionally love that you wanted into your life, you're pretty much done with this spell. Now, mind you, the interesting thing about this is that, let's say you meet a person and you fall in love and you're in a great relationship, and now you want something different. You want to get married, or you and a person want a strong relationship. You can come back to this, take out your petition, and write the new request and set it back up. So let's say I meet this person 3-4 years down the line. We've gotten married, we have a great home, and I want to keep peace in our home. I can put on the piece of paper, Het-Heru, please bring peace to my marriage, and then put that inside of here. If I was going to take out the petition, I would burn it. The one that's currently in it, I would burn it. And I would sprinkle the ashes out the window. Once they cooled off, don't want to set no fires. Be very conscious of fire safety whenever you're using candles or, these types of methods. And then I will put the new petition inside of it, and you can keep using it. Now, the cinnamon and the basil, I often do replace it, like maybe once a month. And this is how I do it. I take the bay leaves I mentioned to you before, and I write the intention on the bay leaf. So for this one, I will write unconditional love on each bay leaf. I would burn them during the full moon, and I would sprinkle them, and then add fresh bay leaves to the jar. Same thing with the cinnamon. I would take them out, and I would add fresh ones as I so choose. So that's the great thing about this spell, is that you can use it over and over and over and over again for multiple things of the same nature. Also, let's imagine that you don't want a relationship. Let's say you want real friends. I was talking to somebody the other day and she was telling me that she has no support system. She could write her petition, archangels, Het-Heru, goddess, God, whatever, and say, please bring me unconditionally loving friends. Or let's say you want to do it for self-love. Write on that petition, Het-Heru, please grant me the gift of self-love. So the petition changes by the type of relationship you want to have. Only do one relationship at a time, though. Don't put several different petitions in a jar. You want to work on one manifestation at once. So depending upon what it is that you want, that's what you drop in the jar. So if it's not unconditional love, it can be other things. Let's say that you want a better relationship with your mother, for example. You could write her name and your name and write a heart around it. And right underneath it, Het-Heru, please bless me and my mother with an unconditionally healthy and loving relationship. Now, I'm not saying that all of a sudden your mother's going to become Mother Teresa. But what usually happens is you see a shift in the energy so that the two people can work out the relationship. Now, what does it mean if you do this and it doesn't work for you? It means, number one, maybe you didn't do it right. You didn't do it during the right moon, because you have to do it during the new moon or the full moon when you first do it. Or it means that you're not ready for what you're asking for. I've noticed that people have a tendency to be able to manifest prosperity a lot easier than love sometimes, because what it takes from you, sometimes you're the problem, sometimes you're the blockage, sometimes you're not ready. So sometimes spirit has to work on you before they can give it to you. So you might be thinking, oh, my spell ain't work. Your spell didn't work because you're not ready. So let me put that out there. Another thing, do not do this spell with someone who is toxic, narcissistic, or in any kind of way emotionally unhealthy. It could bind you to this person in a way that you don't want to be bound, okay? So you want to be careful with that. Like even if it is, like in the case I said about your mother, you don't want to do this with her if she's in a toxic, abusive place. This is just for if y'all having a little tiff, or if, you're working through a problem in the family or something like that, but the person is genuinely loving. Don't do this with a person who's not. Because like I said, it will bind you to them in a way, and you will end up having to reverse it anyway. But it's going to bind you to them, and if they're unhealthy, that's going to make it easier for them to abuse you. Okay? So don't do this with a toxic boyfriend. Don't do this with a toxic ex-girlfriend or your baby's mom. If this person is toxic, don't do this. If that's the case, if it's a toxic person you're in a relationship with, don't do this. I must impress that upon you, because I've seen people try to save a relationship, and if it's really, really bad and toxic and abusive, it's not going to help the relationship. You have to do other magic first. Okay? Healing magic, or whatever the problem is, has to be healed first, basically. Then you can do something like this. So this is, like I said, for somebody who's in a healthy relationship, or who wants a healthy relationship and is healthy enough themselves to deal with a healthy relationship. So let me show you. Pretty, huh? Now, mind you, I want to tell you one last thing, okay? If you use sugar instead of crystals, let's say you can't get these and you use sugar, okay? If you use sugar for this instead of crystals, please make sure that your jar has a lid, or that you wrap it at night, because mine has a lid that comes with the candle. Or please make sure you wrap it with aluminum foil at night. A sugar jar is going to draw ants, pets maybe, and vermin. You do not want anything like that messing with your jar. So at night, after you've used it, you want to put the lid on it, or you want to wrap it up if you've used sugar. If you've used this, I've never seen any kind of thing come close to this. Certain beings don't even like cinnamon, but I've never seen that happen before. I imagine something could want to eat the leaves or something like that. So you might want to wrap it in that case too. But I've had several of these. Matter of fact, I have one right now next to me for prosperity. It's an old one I'm getting ready to redo. And it didn't draw any ants or anything like that. So in general, when it's made with the crystals, you don't have a problem. All right, guys, happy full moon. I hope that you find unconditional love and you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.